What a great song. That's Toby Keith. That's a song called American Ride, which is the title track of his album, which is called American Ride, which was out last year. I like that kind of rock and roll country stuff. I don't know. It's just the way I am. Good morning. Happy bank holiday. What bank holiday is this? Do you know?
August Monday.
It's not.
I don't know.
Since when was August Monday at the end of May?
Well, I don't know. It just takes. That's something that I want David Cameron to do away with, bank holidays.
It should be stopped.
Think about it now. If you're sick, all the chemists are closed. The health centres are closed. The leisure centres are closed.
Yeah.
On a bank holiday.
That's right.
What's
yeah.
it all about?
And this is the kind of day that you would be sick, because if you're paying to cross the Calgary Road Bridge and you don't have enough money, you may faint and may need
I don't
to be
believe
brought round.
that. I saw a photograph of that bridge in the paper yesterday or Saturday, whatever. And you're telling me that they charge you to cross that bridge?
Yes, they do.
I don't believe that. You know.
Yes, they do.
I really don't believe it.
Listen, somebody's been in here and gone mad with masking tape. Is that Ken?
Ken.
What's he doing?
The
The whole place is all taped up. Is he going mad?
He's wearing a new trendy check shirt today as well.
Is
too.
he?
Yes,
It's always a bad sign.
I think he's.
Wonder, is his marriage happy?
That's what I think. I think he's having an affair.
Look what he's done here. He's taped up almost this entire desk. I think he's trying to freeze me out. There's things that I have no access to here. Do you know what this is? You know what this is? He's denied me access to portions of this desk because he thinks I'm not. It's because my leg is shorter than the other. Isn't that what it is? It's a terrible, terrible thing. Listen, what a great weekend it was for England. Last in the Eurovision Song Contest, and they beat Japan 2-1, and Japan scored the 3 goals. Did you see that?
No, I heard
Everybody's saying, "Oh, this is a good start."
Well,
How can you possibly win 2-1 and the
I want to ask you
the
now.
team that's defeated score all the goals? How can you say it's a good side?
I want to ask you and Janet this.
Yes,
Because my answer is.
hear me laughing spontaneously.
I
Did you
know
hear
you're
that?
laughing at
You never heard that
yourself.
before.
No.
Me laughing.
Did you watch it?
the
And did
Eurovision
you watch
Song
it, Janet?
Contest?
Yeah.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Did you watch it?
Oh, it was
Did you watch
brilliant.
it? You're the only 2 people I know watched it.
It was brilliant. People should have watched it. It was great.
Right.
Best ever. Best ever. One of the things was the Eurovision Song Contest has changed dramatically, even since last year. It has now become a younger Eurovision Song Contest. The girl that won it could have been Lily Allen, could have been Kate Nash. And poor old Pete Waterman didn't realise that. They're still churning out the oh, 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 oh. Some of the songs were brilliant. Was Janet watch it?
She
Did you
watched
see the
it.
girl from Armenia? The
You
Romanian
were
girl?
really looking at girls.
No, but they were. I'm not just talking about girls how they looked like. I'm talking about how they sounded.
Go on, tell me some of the fellas. Go on.
There was a girl. She was a great singer. She was wearing a tight leather
you see?
suit, and she was playing the piano, and she was lovely. And the girl from Armenia, she had hair down to the.
Girl.
No, the girl who won it from Germany was
Tell me
brilliant.
about some of the fellas that were.
I don't remember it. Oh, one of the fellas who unfortunately didn't get any Irish votes was the representative from France who sang France's World Cup theme song. And I was quite surprised to get no votes from Ireland. But the surprise for me was Graham Norton. Graham Norton has now become English. He's renounced his Irish citizenship. He was said things like, "Oh, it's bad for us."
Sure, Terry Wogan now.
No, Wogan
Yes,
never
he
did that.
Yes,
no.
he did.
No, but he never
Yes.
referred to Ireland as them. He never referred to
I
Ireland
don't
as
know
them.
about that.
Graham Norton. Do you know what Graham Norton was doing? Apart from losing his Irish citizenship, he's also lost his sense of humour. He was so bad. And do you know what he was doing? He was actually talking over the top of people who were speaking English.
I think I'm the boy that said all along he didn't like Graham Norton. And I was poo-pooed.
Oh, no, I do. I like Graham Norton as a person, but the Eurovision is wrong for him because he's not funny. He's not spontaneously funny. He just couldn't do it. He couldn't hack it. But the thing that annoyed me about it was he was speaking English over the top of people who were speaking English.
All right.
And they didn't turn down the volume of the person who wasn't Graham Norton who was speaking English. In other words, there were 2 people speaking at the same volume, speaking English. It was like, do you know the way your wife talking to your mother? Do you know the way they talk at the same time?
Yeah.
Because you know the way women
they
talk
can
at the same time.
understand.
Because they know what they're going to say and they don't have to listen to one another. They talk, look, you and I do it an odd time. We did it there now.
Yes.
Go on, you talk to me and I'll talk to you at the same time.
No, I don't like
you know,
that.
You
No,
do.
I
You
hate
you talk to me.
that.
You know,
I
you
hate
don't.
that
You
sort
that
of
kind of thing. There. That's what it was like. And I was sitting in the house going, my brain is going to explode. There's 2 people talking English and I can't understand what either of them were saying because they kept talking over the top of one another. And then 3 girls turned into moths. Did you see the 3 girls turning into moths?
I didn't see it.
You see, you must. I can't understand what you do at the weekends. Don't you
Well,
understand?
I'm telling you, I was down at my local club. Right?
Golf club?
No.
Drinking club?
The
Drinking club?
Derry City Club.
Drinking club.
I was having a beer on a Saturday night.
Drinking
yes,
club.
Yes,
Why don't you just call a spade a spade? A drinking club. Instead of watching the
Social
Eurovision Song,
Club.
was it not social? Was the Eurovision Song Contest not on?
It was on. They had these big screens.
Nobody watched it.
No volume.
Well, they missed it.
And
It was
nobody
great.
was looking anywhere near it.
For the first time in my life, what I used to do is I used to start watching it. You see, and then I'd always turn away. And then when I started watching it and started it, I said, "This is good. This is good music." And one of the reasons it was good is because, well, I suppose it's a wrong thing to say, but nearly all the contestants were all singing in English, and they were having a go at it. Even like Azerbaijan was good, you know. And the people who spoke who sang in their own language, you could tell that they had no chance. So English is now the language. But why talk over somebody who's speaking English? Why do that? I see how angry I was.
Yes, I see you're angry.
But the only bad thing for me, it tortured me for about an hour and a half. There were 3 Norwegian presenters, right? Mm-hmm. 2 girls and 1 bloke. And I kept looking at the bloke. And I said to myself, he's like somebody. And I couldn't get it. And then I suddenly realised he's not like somebody. It was an amalgamation of 2 people. And I said, who are the 2 people? And you know, it was so annoying because he wasn't particularly, absolutely, totally like one person, and he wasn't particularly, totally like another. It was like somebody melded 2 people together. And that's very hard to name the 2 people because you can see the 2 people looking out at you, but you don't know who the 2 people are. It took me almost an hour to figure it out, and I finally figured it out. Do you know who he was?
No.
Did you ever see Steve Martin in The Jerk?
No.
You don't see anything, do you? You don't see or know anything.
No.
About popular culture.
No.
All you do is drink and play golf. Sean,
And snooker.
Come on the ride with me.
And snooker.
Join the world, read papers, you know. Steve Martin, his first movie was called The Jerk, and he played, well, I suppose, a not too bright guy. Now, and then I said, right, that's half of it. But who's the other half? If you put Steve Martin out of The Jerk together with somebody else, you've got this presenter. And do you know who it was?
No.
I suddenly realised, in a great burst of Frank Mitchell.
Oh.
Yeah, can you imagine a cross between Frank Mitchell and Steve Martin?
No.
That's what he was. I said to myself, this is wonderful. I've never seen anything like this. I wanted to write to him and get him over here and sit and look at him. He was amazing. And then he did this particular thing. He did all these incredibly stupid things at the one time. And I remember thinking to myself, what a stupid thing to do. And Graham Norton was all full of praise for him. He said, that's difficult to do in live, at a live situation. No, I'll stop now. I'll stop now. You see what I'm doing, right?
I see you're fixing your front of your trousers. I can see it. I don't want to look, and neither does Janet, by the way. We're not interested.
No, I'm sitting here broadcasting. I realised my fork was open.
Yes.
The number to ring if you want to contact this programme. I hope it doesn't offend anyone at home, but it's just a dress malfunction. It's all right now. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme. No, but seriously though, Sean, I urge you. When are you going on your holidays?
I don't know.
Is it not the week after
Is it
next?
when? Middle of June.
Why is Janet telling you when you're going on your holidays? Do you not know?
No. Nor do I know where
Whenever
I'm
you go on your holiday, you should spend a week or so trying to catch up with modern culture.
No.
Yeah,
I
read the
don't
papers, like a normal person. Read a paper.
No.
You know, read a book. You know, go to a movie. You know, walk around normal
I couldn't
people.
read about it. I mean, I look at these...
Well, what do you do with your time?
There's some guy's marriage broken up now, some singer. You know,
Ronan Keating.
I wouldn't be bothered with
No,
it.
you don't have to bother about that. But little things like,
just-
you know, the world around you.
No.
Have a look around. Have a look, see what you think of it, and then come back and talk about it.
I couldn't waste my time reading
What
about
do
things
you
like
do?
that.
What do you do? Now, I hope you don't mind me
No, this is
asking.
good.
What do you do?
What do I do?
What do you do?
Well,
You know, you don't read. You don't look at anything. You're not interested in anything. What do you do? You play golf, and you drink. What else? You eat.
Yeah,
Play
I do a
golf.
lot of walking.
Walking, playing golf. Well, that's good. But is
snooker.
not walking and golf the same
You
thing?
keep leaving snooker out. Why do you leave the snooker out?
I'm sorry, I keep leaving snooker
don't,
out.
don't.
Okay, right. Okay, you walk. But you see, you walk a lot. Are you including walking as separate from golf?
Oh, yes. that's
Even though
it.
walking is a component
But
part
I
of
don't
golf?
regard that as walking when I'm playing golf. That's
Well, you
playing
know what they
golf.
say.
Well, yeah, good walk spot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you see, that's not a good walk spot. It's golf. And you walk, you drink, you play snooker, and you eat. Anything else? I hope you don't mind me probing
No,
like
no,
this.
no.
I hope you don't think I'm trying to get at you now, but I
No,
think it's important that the people know.
I don't think there's a lot left.
Is that it?
More or less. More or less.
Good.
I don't let things like that, those people come into my life.
Like
I
the world
deliberately
around
shut
you.
them out. I know I deliberately shut them out.
You're living in a cocoon. Do you know the next step now?
I mean, for the life of me, I felt like reaching into the TV the other night and thumping Frank.
Frank Mitchell?
You see, the very fact that he said to himself, "I'm Frank Mitchell." I said, why is he calling himself Frank Mitchell?
Because that's his name.
And it annoyed me. It's not. In this day,
That's right, it's not.
in this day and age,
It's Frank, what's his real name?
Frank McCrory.
That's why does he call himself Frank Mitchell?
Exactly. That's what I said. Why is he calling himself? Why is he
Well,
just saying this
I
is Frank
suppose
McCrory?
well, he may have changed it by deed poll.
Why is he doing
Well,
that?
why are you annoyed when he's
That
telling people
annoyed
what his
me.
name
See,
is?
it's a false world.
But there's some good things in it, Sean.
No,
there are. Let me show you some good things.
No, I don't.
Come along with me. Come to the local
I
library.
don't like falsy things.
No, but you don't like anything. But you don't wear falsy things. No, falsy things are great. Janet tried them for a while, but she said, no, people have noticed it. No. Don't look around you. There's some good things. And there's David Attenborough. You know.
Does he play golf?
No, he doesn't, funnily enough. But, you know, he's a man in his 80s and he's looking at the sperm. You should get yourself a sperm whale. Bring it home. You know, talk to it. You know, ask it the crack. What's going on in the world today? You know, there's a whole lot of world out there apart from snooker and golf and eating and walking and good walk sport.
Well, why don't you...
Come along with me. Come on a journey, Sean.
Yes.
Come on a journey.
Why don't you talk to the man on the BBC, the man with money?
Yes.
And say, look, I want to take this boy out around the world.
When do we get the BBC to give me money to travel with you?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I'll bring you to Egypt. Bring you to the great Mesopotamian civilization. Bring you to Iraq.
I don't want to go to Egypt.
Why?
I think it's too dry.
Well, you see, you have to. No, but you see, what you have to do is you have to open your mind up here.
I don't
open your mind
I
up.
don't want to go to India.
Speaking of culture, look, Michelle writes to me and she said, I was watching television yesterday. I watched. Now, can I ask the people, what did they think? Ask the people in Northern Ireland, what did they think of the Eurovision Song Contest? I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. No, but I was amazed that I'd enjoyed it because it's changed totally. I really enjoyed it. Apart from the usual, there were a few tubes, you know, especially the judges that try and be funny. You know, the Eurovision, the people that they go to at the end, there are always some assholes there, you know, try to be funny.
One day last week,
yeah,
quietly to myself,
yes,
I sort of made a decision, but then I dismissed it.
What was the decision you made?
I made the decision to go back to Coronation Street.
Oh, did you go back?
Oh, I said I would.
When did you leave it?
I left it when
1984.
No, I'll tell you. Whenever Deirdre went into a shop and they were wearing all these sort of period costumes, they were selling. Do you remember that? There's some shop. Somebody bought a shot and they made them wear old English style clothing. Do you remember that? Do you?
No, but go ahead.
And yes. Do you not remember that, Janice? There was a time.
You sure that was on it?
Yes,
You didn't just imagine that?
And I said to myself, this is ridiculous. I'm leaving Coronation Street.
And you left?
And I left it. I haven't gone back.
That's the same way you left.
It's
the same way you left the Brandywell.
The one day last week, I saw there's a wee girl still in jail.
Is there? Yeah, there is a wee girl still in jail.
I said, I might watch that to see how she gets, or see what's going to happen. But I've forgotten all about it again.
The only memory I have of going away from soaps and coming back was at one particular time. Do you remember what was Neighbours? Do you remember Neighbours?
Oh, I never watched Neighbours.
I know, but you don't watch anything, and that's all right. But I remember watching Neighbours for quite a long time, and then I moved on to Emmerdale when it was Emmerdale Farm. Before it was, remember the animals and all in it. Well, at that time I was watching it, and somebody lost their purse. Right? Somebody lost their purse. I can't remember the name of the character. And I didn't watch it for like 6 months. And I came back after 6 months. They were still looking for it.
You see?
They were still looking for the purse. Anyway,
There's
speaking
a
of...
call.
I know that. Don't rush me, Sean.
No, I didn't mean to rush you. But
Don't rush me.
Was Ken in?
Ken, well, the signs are here.
No.
That he's here, but he wasn't actually in with
wait
me.
A minute. Your screen won't work. Your screen's frozen. Did he put a... What's he done now?
I don't know what he's done. He's taped up everything in here so that nothing works.
Does your screen work? Can you...
I can't... I don't have a screen.
Your television screen.
It's okay. I see what you mean. A man in there just fixed it without Ken's help.
Well, why is my screen not?
Because your screen doesn't matter. The only one that matters is mine.
But is your screen up and your telephone's up?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Why don't you switch yours on?
Here he comes. Shh, shh, shh.
Where is he? Get him in there.
Hello,
okay.
Ken.
Better play some music in case he gets angry.
Oh, there's a call. Yoo-hoo.
Yo-ho. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
I'm sorry, we didn't know if you were there or not.
We're still here.
His screen wasn't on, so therefore he distrusted everything that people told him in his ears. I knew, of course. I was certain that you were there. So how are you today?
I'm fine.
Did you watch the Eurovision Song Contest?
No, unfortunately I didn't.
I want to know what people thought of it. Am I the only one who thought it was great? Give us a ring if you want to talk about it. 08459 555 678. Email. Sorry, I have to give these numbers out, love.
No problem.
I didn't do it before. Gerry. There are new listeners after all. It is a bank holiday and many people are in hospital. Gerry.Anderson@bbc.co.uk, and then there's a text messaging service for those of you who don't go out much. It's 81771, but the principal number is 08459 555 678. I have none of that written down, you know. I just do that off the top of my head. Isn't it great? Anyway, hello.
Hello.
What can we do for you today?
I'm just ringing to let people know I have lost an African grey parrot.
Oh dear.
He is approximately 8 years old, and he took off last night, and we haven't found him. We were out this morning at 5 o'clock with the birds singing, obviously, and trying to shout on him, but to no avail.
8 years, that's quite old for an African grey parrot, isn't it?
It's not.
Is it not? I don't know, you see.
Apparently they live maybe to their 80s.
Their 80s? Up to Hugo's age?
Obviously.
Fantastic. They live until they're 80?
Well, apparently so, yes.
You probably won't. You won't last that long.
No,
I mean, you're going to leave a parrot behind you.
Definitely not. Hopefully, my son will raise it if it's found.
Wouldn't it be terrible if you have a parrot in the house and everybody dies and it's still there, going?
Everybody dead. Everybody dead.
It'll not let anybody in the house.
I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Everybody dead.
So sorry, I shouldn't be making fun of your parrot when it is not there.
So
why do you think it took off?
No, I had it on my shoulders outside, and he flew off.
Well, did you ever do that before?
I've had him out before, yes, but the dog took off, so I took off rather quickly after the dog.
All right then.
So,
okay, so where was this?
It's in the Ballymuir area near Ballyclare.
Ballymuir near Ballyclare.
Yeah, apparently the vet have told me this morning that he probably won't go he won't go as far as a mile radius.
Okay.
But apparently the other birds may annoy him.
Yeah, and attack him.
Attack him, yes.
Yeah, that's a possibility. So the time is of the essence.
Exactly.
So anyone who's out walking about a lovely day like that, is it a nice weather down there today?
Yes, it is actually. It's quite bright at the moment.
But that should help, because on a good day like that, a lot of people go out for a little walk. And if you're going out for a walk, have a look around you in the Ballymuir area. And if you see an African grey parrot, you'll know that it's not native to Ballymuir.
Yeah.
All right then.
He's called Smoke, and if you shout, he may say his name.
Smoke?
Smoke.
Smoke. Okay, right. I remember a woman talking to me one time, and I don't want to make little of your parrot, but the funny thing was that she lost an African grey parrot as well. And she said, if anybody finds it and takes it into the house and keeps it for me, I would be very grateful. But remember, it doesn't like chicken.
Very nice. He'll probably shout, what's your problem?
All right then. Okay, we've got your number now, and we urge the people in Ballymuir to keep an eye out for that.
I appreciate that very much.
Not at all.
No. Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem. There we go. Look, there's a woman who was watching television yesterday, and she watched a program called Coach Trip. Did you ever see Coach Trip?
No.
They bring a load of oil dolls around places.
That's Jackie's programme.
No, but I'm thinking Jackie's thinking something along those lines. No, it's a network program. They were walking through Munich, and one woman from the north of England said, oh, would you look around you? There's lots of lovely history, but it's not as much history as we have at home. It's not as old as England. This is Munich. Then they went to Salzburg, and after reenacting scenes from The Sound of Music, alive with the sound of music. Sorry, I became Irish there for some strange reason. They went to a restaurant which it is claimed is the oldest restaurant in Europe. There was a string quartet and a male and female opera singer performing various pieces by Mozart. One woman sat in tears, and a fellow called Brendan, who was the presenter, I think, commented on her enthusiasm, and he said, that's breeding for you. It's a far cry from a man, again English, up north, in the party, who spoke afterwards to the camera, and he said, we had some guy called Mozart. I never heard of him myself. He's not my cup of tea, but good luck to him. I hope he does well. I think he thought the male opera singer was called Mozart. That's a lovely shirt Ken's wearing.
That's what I told you.
It's
I told
very,
you.
very dashing. That's from...
There's a malfunction. I was right.
Is there?
Yes, he can't fix the screen here. Ken's working at it.
Is that Yves Saint Laurent? That shirt there? Or Pound Stretcher?
Oh, you're very funny too, aren't you?
I'm just trying to bring a little lightness to our lives.
Where would you go not long ago? I've been thinking out loud. What's so suddenly that don't you know? Don't do it what you do to me. Forever is a long, long time when you lost your way. Trying to follow your ideals, oh sorry, but your so-called life, it is such a waste. Where your real life, no you don't realize what you say yes to, what you say yes to. Where would you go with a lie so? Could you run into, could you go and run into me? Where would you go, tied up to a lie so? Could you run into, could you go and run into me? So lonely, so pretty, such a lack of diplomacy, you can't get out. Don't you know, don't do it what you do, what you should do to me. Fire out, so fire out, such a burn, I know only that you're lonely. Know that you've done so well, know it's done so well. Where would you go with a lie so? Could you run into, could you go and run into me? Where would you go, tied up to a lie so? Could you run into, could you go and run into me? Where your real life, no you don't realize what you say yes to, what you say yes to. Forever is a long, long time when you lost your way. Forever is a long, long time when you lost your way.
What a great song. Now, that's the type of song that should have entered in the Eurovision Song Contest, never mind your Pete Waterman at all. And that's a band called Wolfgang Mozart Phoenix. And that's a track called Lasso. I think they're an American band, but that's the type of thing they should be doing. Did you not hear the German entry, the one that won, with the wee girl called Lena?
Don't
It was
know
fantastic.
one song.
I know, but when I heard that, I said, that's the winner. Apart from Armenia with the girl with the long hair and Romania, the other girl with the long hair, I said to myself, I picked them all. Picked them all.
What do we do?
Clowns to...
Eh? Oh, I still put the coaster, yeah, but
It's Ken talking.
Ken's talking from
That's
the
his
door.
debut on the air. That's the first time he's ever talked on there. Ask him, does he want to say anything else?
He wants to know, do you want to say anything else,
Do you want to say hello to the people?
Ken?
Go on, Ken. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
Well, my screen's banjacked, he says.
Banjacks.
It
It's a technical term.
Can't be fixed.
Really?
Yeah.
But what does
Well,
this
it can't
mean?
be fixed while we're on air.
What does this mean?
I don't know.
It means nothing.
It means nothing, though. You still.
Because I've got a screen here
Yes,
that works.
That's what he said.
Why do you need it? Maybe you don't need to look at it at all. If it doesn't make any difference, maybe you don't need a screen. Maybe they'll take it out.
Oh, don't say that.
BBC cuts. We're trying to cut anywhere we can, Sean, to save the licence payer money.
Start
If you've
with
got
bank holidays.
If you've got a screen in there that doesn't matter if you have it or not, whisk it out. Give it to the poor. Give it to the unemployed. Let them make good use of it. I need a screen here because, after all, I'm at the helm. It's difficult. It's all right for you, said, wasting time talking to the
Could you
girl.
wish Sarah a very happy 18th birthday?
Happy 18th birthday, Sarah. We're very pleased to be able
and
to...
this is from her mum.
From her
And
mum.
she would love you to play Stephen Hall, Get Your Pig On.
We
She
may
loves
not-
that song.
May not have an opportunity, obviously cultured, we may not have an opportunity to play that today.
Why not?
Now, because I don't have it with me. And you won't get it for me. I know you won't, because any time I've ever asked you to do anything before, you've never done it. Now, here's a man, a very unusual thing. Josh Holmes, this guy, his name is. He said, on Friday afternoon, around 2 o'clock, I walked into you in Victoria Square in the heart of Belfast.
Me?
No, me.
Oh, because I wasn't in Belfast.
I know. That's because he's writing to me. If he had met you, he'd have said Sean Coyle.
I thought he walked into me.
No, he wouldn't have walked into you because you've never been there. I nearly died because whilst I met you, I was listening to your podcast at the same time. And I looked, and there you were in my ear, and there you were in front of me. But starstruck and lost for words, I walked on without saying hello, something which has been annoying me since. I'm a listener of 16 years old. The podcast is my main way of enjoying your fabulous show. Why don't you get rid of Sean? I made that bit up at the end. I love doing that.
There's a text message here saying, tell Gerry I love his white shoes with his beige suit. He was strolling past City Hall on Friday in Belfast. Very trendy.
I thought I cut quite a dash.
Yeah, they really are.
All the women were looking back.
Is that right?
Yes.
Were they looking for me?
No, they were looking at my baldy head in the back. They said, God, it looks all right in the front. But then when you look around the back, no, I think I turned a few heads. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, auditioning for Simon Cowell again. Here's a gentleman, can we time to do this? This man met an inverse Graham McDowell, an American living in Portsmouth who had shunned his native accent, and he adopted a pseudo-English accent, and he sounded exactly like Graham McDowell. Now, we talked about that before. Let's talk about that after. There's a particular accent, no matter where you're from, that people start using it like that.
All right.
We'll talk about that later.
On 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
Now at 11 o'clock, this is the BBC News with Keith Burnside. At least 15 people are reported to have been killed when Israeli commandos intercepted a flotilla of boats heading for Gaza. The Israeli army said at least 10 activists were killed and 6 Marines injured when they boarded the boats. An Israeli government spokesman said live fire was used against Israeli forces, as well as knives and clubs. Turkey has accused Israel of breaking international law. Captain Barak Raz of the Israeli Defense Force defended their actions.
Our forces boarded these boats and were met with pre-planned violence. The reason that I feel very comfortable in saying pre-planned is because we were experiencing about 12 activists per soldier. They were armed with clubs and metal bars and knives. In an instant, one of the soldiers' guns was taken from him, and our soldiers' lives was put in danger, in which case our soldiers had to respond in order to defend themselves.
The Irish Foreign Affairs Minister Micheál Martin says his department is trying to confirm the safety of 9 Irish passport holders on one of the boats. He said that if deaths were confirmed, it would constitute a totally unacceptable response by the Israeli military to what was a humanitarian mission. A DUP MLA says she will be calling on the Fire and Rescue Service to replace a photographic tribute to those who died in the Enniskillen Poppy Day bombing in 1987. Arlene Foster says that the Northern Ireland Ombudsman has found the service guilty of maladministration after the picture was removed from the Enniskillen fire station.
To receive an uncorroborated phone call saying that they object to the montage, and then 55 minutes later to order that it's taken down was just quite bizarre. And he has said that he does not believe that it was sufficient to warrant the literally, and I'm quoting here, the literally immediate removal of a montage which has been on the wall for 19 years.
The bank holiday weather now with Barra Best.
A decent day to come, with the odd isolated shower possible in the west this afternoon, but the emphasis is on a dry and warm day, with highs around 16 degrees, perhaps 17 to the far north. There will be a fair amount of cloud around, but we should get a good deal of bright, hazy sunshine at times too, especially in the east. A wetter end to the day as rain moves in this evening.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news. Traffic restrictions are in place throughout Newry as well as on the main Points Pass road for the Newry City Marathon. There are no major delays at this point, but it will be busier around 11:30 when the front runners return to the city centre. Drivers heading to Dublin are advised to use the Armagh road off the A1 instead of the Dublin road exit. Also, traffic's being diverted away from the Tandragee road until around 4 this afternoon. Meanwhile, due to roadworks in Carrickfergus, the bus stops at Scotch Quarter and the library will not be served for the next 3 months. So passengers travelling out towards Kilroot and Whitehead should use the bus stop on Marine Highway. Anne Jordan reporting. Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, at least 10 dead. What did happen when Israeli commandos stormed that Gaza flotilla? A new book on the beauty and atrocity of Northern Ireland and why the past is ever with us. Eurovision, enough already. Should the UK and Ireland just call it a day? Or what's another year? And the World Cup, haven't you heard? Yes, it's soon. Who'll you be supporting? And what are your favourite football clichés? I'll be here for a game of two halves on Talkback at 12. Join me.
Thanks, Wendy. That's Talkback coming up at 12 o'clock. Oh, I played the wrong song there. Oh, sorry about that. This is difficult for me. Can you talk for a minute? I just want to sort this out.
Apparently, I've just been informed by Ken that you spilled tea over your controls.
Yes, it wasn't my tea, but someone previous. I never bring tea in here to the control room, which is probably why Ken has masking taped the entire place. I think he planted the tea himself, and when I spilt it, as I would normally do because I didn't see it, he would accuse me of this, but he would prevent damage being done by masking tape everything. I think it's a stitch-up. It's a sting. He's trying to get me caught. Tell him not to do that again.
Could you wish Paddy Canning a very happy birthday?
Paddy Canning's my cousin.
Well, belated birthday wishes to Paddy.
What age is he?
I don't think he would want me to say.
Go on, say.
Oh.
Go on. He's older than me. That's what I like about it.
Well, I think...
He's my cousin, isn't he?
He's your cousin. I think he was 70. I think. And he wants to say a big thank you to his son, Paddy Jr. For all he did for him Saturday's party.
Excellent.
Preacher Steve was a hiding man, spent half of his life in a caravan, traveling from a town to town, selling snake oil religion, whatever you didn't know you'd need. He could spot a live one from a mile away. Ever since he was a kid, he could bum change and hustle, sell a drowning man water, make a young girl cry, all with a wink and a smile. Yeah, with a wink and a smile. Lonely girls walk on the midway. A preacher Steve would often walk up and flirt. Yeah, you see him sitting under the Ferris wheel, picking coins up out of the dirt. Picking coins up out of the dirt. I'm trying to find myself long before the weight of the world could crush my spirit down. Yeah, most of the time it's running the tilt-a-whirl, telling whoever'd listen about this crazy old world how it don't give a damn about you or your problems. You better find an angle and fast. He could quote the Bible 4 hours on end, find a perfect scripture to support all his plans and schemes, and twist it around till it mirrors your dreams. Someone's about to get screwed. Yeah, someone's about to get screwed. He's got one end over the Bible, and the other's reaching in your purse. Yeah, preacher Steve could walk on water while the whole world's dying of thirst. And the whole world's dying of thirst. I'm trying to find myself long before the weight of the world could crush my spirit down. I'm trying to find myself long before the weight of the world could crush my spirit down. He's got one hand over the Bible and the other's reaching in your purse. Yeah, it's Preacher Steve and the people who believe in him, and I can't decide which is worse. Yeah, I can't decide which is worse. I'm trying to find myself long before the weight of the world could crush my spirit down. I'm trying to find myself long before the weight of the world could crush my spirit down.
That was Otis Gibbs. Great song.
6 o'clock on Friday evening, Mama doesn't know she's leaving till she hears the screamer slamming, rubber squealing, gears are jamming, local country station just a blaring on the radio. Pick him up at 7 and they're heading to the rodeo. Mama's on the front porch screaming out her warning, girl, you better get your red head back in bed before the morning. Nine o'clock the show is in, but the fun is just beginning. She knows he's anticipating, but she's gonna keep him waiting. Grab a bite to eat and then they're heading to the honky-tonk with loud crowds and line dancing just ain't what they really want. Drive out to the boondocks and park down by the creek, yeah, where it's George Strait, real late and dancing cheek to cheek. Ain't going down till the sun comes up, ain't giving in till they get enough. Go around the world in a pickup truck. Ain't going down till the sun comes up. Starts a hard romance and 1 o'clock. That truck is rocking, 2 is coming, still no stopping. Break and check the clock at 3. They're right on where they wanna be. And 4 o'clock, get up, get going. 5 o'clock at Rooster Yeah, they ain't going down till the sun comes up. Pick up a truck. Ain't going down till the sun comes up. 6 o'clock on Saturday, her folks don't know he's on his way. The stalls are clean, the horse is fed. They say she's grounded till she's dead. Well, here he comes around the bend, slowing down, she's jumping in. Hey, Mom, your daughter's coming, there they go again.
That's a song called Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up. That's the best thing that Garth Brooks ever did, or as he's known here, Garth Brooks. That's from an album called Ultimate Hits. As soon as he started doing music like that, of course, he lost his entire audience. That's a 3-disc set. And before that, I have a man to thank, a gentleman who I meet every now and again. He's a postman, very, very musically astute man, a man who knows his music, Steve McDowell. And he sends me various collections of music, and that's one of the ones he sent me, Otis Gibb, singing a song called Preacher Steve. So I'm going to...
That is surely God.
What? Surely to God? Taking the Lord's name in
You
vain.
shouldn't have said that.
Said what?
You shouldn't have repeated what I said. I'm talking to Janet.
Well, you shouldn't be talking to Janet using the Lord's name like that. There are people out there who are upset at that. Don't be saying God. You don't like it. You know that. You got the memo.
I said it privately to
You
Janet.
got the memo.
No. Janet's just saying to me, your son is taking up golf and it's great. And I said, it is surely to God. It's great for him.
Janet,
That's all
stop
I
your
said.
son playing golf immediately. He'll start to gossip about house prices, and he'll gossip about who's going out with somebody else's wives, and he'll want to know where everybody's got their money. That's what happens when you start golf. I know people who started playing golf because they like the game. Then suddenly they want to know everybody's business. Gerry was just reading, I was just reading up the Donegal Rally, which has been held in June. I read that the BBC are doing a documentary on the event. A couple of guys from Donegal are going to film it. I know that this will make your eyes glaze over, but just maybe you could get the guys on your show to talk about it. There's a stage of the rally being held in Buncrana Village. Don't be calling it Buncrana Village. They don't like that. It's a town. This year, the organisers expect record crowds. The Donegal International Rally is well known throughout the world because of its fantastic countryside. That is the backdrop of this event. Did you ever go to the Donegal Rally, the Circuit of Ireland?
No.
It's awful.
Couldn't bear that. Oh, no.
Every petrol head in the world all pretending they're Jeremy Clarkson.
No.
It's unbelievably horrible. But I have to say, a wonderful event for the family.
See, you're telling me to get out. These are the sort of events I hear about.
I know, but
I hear about
I'm telling you
motorbike
what.
racing in the Northwest 200.
No, these are the things you avoid. No, there's certain things that you must never go to. You must never go to anything that smells even vaguely of petrol.
Yes.
Never go to anything like that.
I would agree.
But there are other things in this world, art exhibitions, performance.
I'll tell you what I was very disappointed in.
What?
Horse racing.
Well, what did you expect? Horses racing?
But I was very disappointed.
In what way?
I remember once going to see a horse...
running?
No,
Yeah.
we went to York races.
She told me to speak, but it's no words.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Somebody started talking. Is there somebody on the phone here?
Isabel's there.
Oh, sorry, she doesn't know she was on. She could have said anything.
I know.
I'll be with you in a moment, Isabel. I have to find out why Sean doesn't like horses.
No, I was just... No, not that I don't like. I was disappointed.
In what way? What did you expect?
Well,
You
let's
expect
say
him
we
to
went
run
to see this particular
faster?
horse. I'm trying to... Assured or Assert, I think it was maybe Assured it was called. It was a very famous horse at the time, and great, and it was odds-on favourite to win this particular race at York. And we and another chap went to see the horse, and then they start away over in the far wing, away over in the far side of the racetrack.
You can hardly see them.
Exactly.
I felt the same way that I went to my first test match in Old Trafford.
And then they come round, you see them going down there, and then they disappear, and then you see them head on coming up the straight. And you're just looking at them and you say, there's horses running up there.
What's
and
the
then
big
they
deal?
Go, Vroomp. Then they're past you. And I say, who won?
I know.
It's all over.
See, that's one of the things that, we've been ruined by
about?
we've been ruined by television. The very first time I went to a test, I used to be you don't probably realise this, but I was a keen cricketer.
Can I tell you where I watched my first cricket match?
Yes.
Where?
I don't know.
A
Tell
place,
me.
a place I would say was close to your little heart.
Is that a fact?
Yes. And it was of a Sunday morning. And I strolled, and I was out for the papers, and I walked into this park. And
Brook Park?
No, and lo and behold, there was this cricket match going on.
Yes.
And like you, my first time watching the cricket, I was looking at it side on. You can't see the ball.
Can't see the ball.
Can't see the ball.
No.
They fire it that far. I was in Malahide.
Malahide. Suburb of Dublin. Very well heeled. Very well heeled
Sunday morning. It
place.
was a beautiful Sunday. It was ideal.
Cricket is no good at all. I went to a test match, Australia versus England, because I was quite interested in that. This is a long time ago when I used to live in Manchester. Yeah. And I sat there, got quite a good seat. I was looking, I couldn't see the ball. And I had no idea what was going on. And there was a fellow sitting beside me who was listening to it on the radio. And I said to him, what's going on? And he told me the score and everything. And he pointed out the scoreboard. But I couldn't figure it out because on TV people tell you everything. But there was nobody to tell me anything. So he was telling me what was going on. I said to myself, why am I sitting here in the rain, for a part of the time, and they came off and it rained, of course. And why am I sitting here being told what's going on in the field by a man beside me who's listening to it in the radio? Why don't I just get my own radio and sit at home and listen to it? I never went to a cricket match again. That's probably the same way you felt about the.
No, I
the
loved.
racing.
Then my eye got trained, and I was able to watch the ball, and I moved to a different position. I was looking at an angle, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I watched a fella knock at 104, a big knock.
A big knock of 104.
That's a good knock.
That's good. That's a good knock.
Your
I
first
would never.
cricket match?
I would
Your
never
first
use that
cricket-
expression. A great knock.
Mm-hmm.
No,
The
it's
first
like
cricket match and see
no,
like
no,
I
no,
had
no. It's
100.
no. Let me stop you there. You shouldn't use expressions like great knock because it implies something else. And another thing, I heard a word the other day which I haven't heard for a long time, and I heard it on Radio Ulster.
What's that?
A man said, I laughed out loud. I don't know why. Tell me if there's something wrong with me. A man said to another man, "Have you any hobbies?" Why did I laugh at that? Is it the word hobby?
Hobbies.
It's a word that not many people use, hobby. I mean, can you imagine somebody saying to you, "What's your hobby, Sean?" Do you have any hobbies?
I don't have any hobbies.
Have you no hobbies? No. But what a great word. I'd forgotten totally about that word, hobby.
I mean, it conjures up a man making model airplanes and we model cars.
Airfix, yeah.
I know, that's just...
A wee man sitting in his shed at the bottom of the garden working at his hobby.
Yeah.
A man with no TV. A man who... No reason to leave the house. You know the way sometimes you've always a reason to leave the house to get out? So some men don't have any reason to leave. No reason to... That's the type of man who has a hobby. I always feel sorry for people who have hobbies. But I mean, why is the word funny now? Hobby. It's a funny word. I started laughing and they kept talking about hobbies. And these are people like Irish people. What's wrong with them? Anyway, it's like one of those words, that...
What about Isabel?
Oh, Isabel, yeah. Good morning, Isabel. She got fed up, I think, and she left us. She's not there. She was there a moment ago. Hello, Isabel. Where is she? She's not there. She left.
No, she's still there.
She's not still there. Isabel, hello? No, she's not still there.
Well, Janice would be Goody Green.
What is green?
Graham's on green.
Graham Green?
Graham's on green.
I thought he was dead. Graham Green's on red?
No, Graham's on green.
Well, what is green?
Green's 2.
Why didn't you just say 2, for God's sake?
But Janice said to me, go green.
Go green. Maybe she just means something about the environment. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you Graham?
I am Graham, not Graham Green, I'm just Graham.
Good on, Graham, you're on green, so that's okay.
That's good. But that's
Sorry, I found you with some difficulty, but I hope you don't regard this as an omen.
Oh, no, not at all.
How are you today?
Not at all. You give me more attention than my wife does. Which is nice.
How can we help you today, if anything?
Do you Google at all, Gerry?
I do giggle, yeah.
You Google. Have you ever come across John J. Marley letters?
John J. Marley?
John J. Marley. Can I give it a web address?
You can, of course. Who is John J. Marley, or what is he?
John J. Marley. He's. I hope he's a spoof character. I hope that there isn't some idiot who is actually writing these letters. But he is a. He's supposed to come from, I think it's Carryduff.
Yes.
And he writes letters to the Food Standards Authority or the Belfast U or they're very like the letters that you get from Mrs. Bon Jovi.
Yes.
Very like that, and she would write those out, and quite often it's quite funny because she gets quite serious replies. I don't want to ruin anything or
Well, where can we see Mr. Marley's letters?
Well, it's word of mouth through Facebook. Do you Facebook?
I don't know. I've stopped doing all that because I realised...
I've only started, really, but a friend... I'm glad I did it because a friend actually mentioned the John J. Marley letters. It's www.imherhusbandtalktalk.net. And it's very Northern Irish humour.
I'm her husband?
imherhusband.talktalk.net.
Okay. Just I-am, H-U-S-B-N-D-S.
Yes, she starts those letters, my wife Gloria, I'm her husband, and then he'll go into a big rant. He had a lot of suggestions for Belfast Zoo, about building a mini Empire State Building and the Gorillas enclosure and getting people to fly model airplanes at them. But a lot of it's much more Northern Irish humour, and I think people would like it if they appreciate the John Bon Jovi letters. I think they'd really appreciate the John Marley letters now.
Oh, right,
I'm her husband, and I think you'd like them too.
So www.imherhusband@talktalk.com.
No. www.imherhusband.talktalk.net.
Oh,
just to confuse things. I don't know why they got rid of the .coms. We're in the
Get rid
.net
of
now.
that.
Can you send it here?
Okay, that's I'm her husband. Janet's got it.
Yes.
Okay, let's have a wee look at that. Well, we'll have a wee look at that and see what
Or you
it's like.
just if you get lost, Google John J. Marley, and it'll get
You're
you
not
there.
talking about Northern Ireland humour from the point of view like the Hole in the Wall gang or anything like that.
Oh no, it's not political. Oh no, not at all, not at all. It's all our wee. It's just I think it'd have to be Northern Irish to laugh.
mean,
I
it's
don't,
not-
I don't think an Englishman or a Scotsman would quite get the sarcasm. I think it'd have to be from Northern Ireland.
It's not a lot of old stuff about Iris Robinson or anything
Oh
like that.
no, none of that.
Janet
No,
sent
no,
it to you.
no,
I'm so
that's
sick of all
boring,
that.
really. No.
All right
no.
then. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Not a
It's not.
problem at all.
It's not.
Not a
They
problem.
don't make fun of politicians or anything, do they?
No. There's no. I don't think there's a single letter to a politician.
Excellent. I must check that out right away because if your answer had been yes to any of those questions, I would never went near those.
Oh no. I think you'd appreciate this.
Well,
now.
thank you very much for
Not a
tipping us
problem at
off.
all.
Maybe this
Thank
may
you.
become a regular thing in this program.
Could be. I hope so.
I
Thank
hope
you.
so. Right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See a man telling us what's funny.
There was a man at Isabel's front door.
Was there? What did he want?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she'll tell you. She's on one now.
Is that what distracts her?
Yeah.
What did the man want, Isabel?
Oh, he didn't. He couldn't find the right house.
He couldn't find the right house. So yours is not the right house.
No,
Well, I wonder what he's after.
I do not know.
All right then. Were you frightened at all? Were you
No,
worried
not
about
at
him?
all, not at all.
Was he a civil man?
A very nice man.
Compact wee man, well set up. And he was wearing a coat with a buckle on it.
Always a briefcase and all with him.
What? In a suitcase?
Briefcase.
Briefcase? Why? Oh, I don't like member briefcases could come around on a bank holiday.
No, really not. A big holiday.
He didn't bring it out or anything, no?
No,
That's
no.
all right. Okay, well, how can we help you
Well,
today?
I have a wee nephew. He's only 4, Gerry, and he's very bad with eczema. Even this week he cried, the blood was coming out of it. Now, we have tried everything, and we're wondering if somebody out there maybe have a charm or a cure or something for it.
Eczema? Eczema? How's that pronounced?
I don't know. He said
I don't know either.
something
ECZEMA.
like that. Anyway, but we have tried everything for him, and it's not doing any good.
It's kind of a. How would you describe that?
We goes to play school and on Thursday he even cried in play school with it.
It's very painful. It's a skin disease.
So maybe if there's somebody out there who knows something, you know.
Have you tried all the conventional treatments,
Yes,
everything?
we have. And we even got sent, we seen a bit cream in Scotland and a book, and we sent for it. But it done his face all right, but not his wee arms and legs, you know, and he's very bad with it.
Oh dear.
So
And
maybe
it's
somebody
very,
out there
it's an
could
ugly.
help him.
Sorry?
You know, maybe somebody out there maybe knows something, you know, maybe a charm or something like that.
Yeah, well, you see, a lot of people out there might turn up their noses at that, but I was cured by a charm.
Yes, I believe in the charms, to be truthful.
No, I mentioned it in this program before. My life was a misery I had styes in my eyes.
Oh, was that right?
Up until I was like 16 or 17. I used to have 4 at a time.
Or maybe sometimes old people with these cures, you know, wouldn't they?
Well, an old woman came to me in Donegal with a wedding ring. She rubbed my eyelids with a wedding ring, but I haven't had one since.
Is that right?
That's a fact. And, you know, you can argue all you like, and you can say, oh, that's a little old toddler stuff, but I never had one ever since that day.
Well, there used to be an old lady living in the street where we lived when we were young, and I sprained my ankle one day, and they just carried me into her, and I walked right out. She had a charm for that.
You see?
And that's gone back many years ago, you know.
So you're talking to a believer here.
I am.
So
You're talking to a believer.
I would say there's probably somebody out there who could do something to help. Did you say it was a wee fella or a wee girl?
A wee boy.
Wee boy.
And I would appreciate it. James is his name.
What age is he?
He's 4.
Well, that's very young, and that's an ugly thing, that.
Isn't it? And it's heartbreaking for the mothers and all, you know, looking at it, you know. So I left my number, so if there's anything you could let me know.
Yes, anyone out there who knows anything that could help the wee fella, by all means.
All right, thank you very much, Gerry.
You probably get some people maybe to suggest other things, but you don't mind if we put them
No,
in
not
contact
at all.
with
That's
you.
okay.
All right, then.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Right,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
There's good news.
Pardon?
There's good news on one.
Is that Ken?
That's
from
Ken's
there?
back in again. I'm
very
looking
bad.
over Ken's head.
I think he's starstruck. I think he wants on again. What's the good news?
On one.
You're not going to tell me what it is?
Oh, no.
Hello, good news. Bearer?
Sorry, it's 2. It's green.
Pardon?
It's green. Sorry, it's
What's
gone to
green?
It's gone to green. 2.
Green? Is that 2? Just say 2 then. Hello, good news bearer.
Hello, Gerry.
Geordie, good morning. How are you this bank holiday?
Oh, the very best.
Anything happening around your neck of the woods that we should know about?
Well, old Martha's off her nest and she's back on again.
Martha's off her nest and she's back on again.
Ah, the goose.
You might need to explain that to the people, yeah. She's back on, back one, on, back what, on again.
She came back out. She came out for a wee drink of water and about to eat. And then she's back on her nest.
But she's obviously clocking a number of...
She is. She's clocking 3.
What kind of period do you think she'll be sitting there?
Oh, about 28, 30 days.
40 days. That's like our Lord on top of the mountain.
Uh-huh.
That's a long time to squat.
It
isn't
is.
You wouldn't sit that long for a house.
Good news, Gerry.
Yes, what's the good news?
There's a ginger lady coming down tomorrow.
Really?
A ginger woman.
A ginger woman?
Coming down tomorrow.
Well, is she coming down to visit you?
No, she's a worker.
A worker?
And she's going to dung out the old White Rice house.
You've managed to snare another one.
Huh?
Well, you've managed to snare another one.
And I get a big bottle of bleach and the thing I just fluid and washing liquid and cleaning clothes and get the old mop bucket in.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that she'll be... No, I mean, how can I put this? Do you think that she'll expect this? Have you already explained to her what you expect?
She walked down and took a look around.
And what was her reaction generally?
Oh, well, she was all right. She didn't...
She was okay. Well, what kind of a woman is this? Is she an attractive woman?
Oh, yes, very, very good looking.
Really?
Oh,
she
would
may
you
be in
hear
some...
you?
She may
I
be
know
in,
what you've been doing. You've been watching her legs.
No. I'm just saying that she may be in some jeopardy. So you behave yourself when she comes because...
Oh, I definitely will.
You behave yourself
I will, definitely will, so...
Not that you wouldn't, but there's always the chance when you get a wee drop of the old cooking sherry in, you might...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Lord Lover, she's saving up to go to Australia.
She's saving up to go to Australia?
That's where her family all is.
Really? Well, what age of a woman is she? Is she her 30s?
I would say in her late 40s, early 50s.
This is a side of you I knew nothing about. So you've hobnobbed with the Aborigines?
Aye.
And what did you make of them?
Oh, out of this world.
I
we see the poison dart that shot the monkey down by we had monkey for our dinner.
It's hard to find a monkey in Australia, though, I have to say.
Huh?
They're fairly thin on the ground in Australia.
Oh, well, there's an old one, but all these wee joeys, you know.
Oh, they're kangaroos. They're not monkeys.
No, but the wee joey's all right if you get a young one. You don't want an old whale.
Well, you see, let's not linger too long on slaughtering joeys. A joey, of course, is a baby kangaroo. And a monkey is not a joey, but there is a certain similarity, except that they don't hop, and they're different. But you spent some time there. Well, I
did.
Anytime, remember, Sean, we met them. Remember we liked them. Remember we went to an Aboriginal wedding?
Funeral.
Sorry. We went to an Aboriginal funeral and there was a whole do. It reminded me of here. It's the same people, same type of people, full of crack. That was great. I really loved them. But the Australians pretend they don't see them. Did you notice that? The white Australians pretend that they're not there. And they always say, there's no trouble between us and the Abos. And the only reason there's no trouble is because the Australians pretend.
What was the
they're
name
not
of the
there.
boxer we met? I ask you that every time.
Rinty Monaghan.
No.
Rinty Aborigine.
No.
What's his name?
Lionel Rose.
Lionel Rose, yeah, we met him. And he was an Aboriginal champion. Was he a champion of Australia or was he...
British
Commonwealth?
Yeah.
Exactly. What a great guy he was.
Yeah.
And I remember the guy getting me up against the wall. He said, "We are the only people who never took up arms against the white man." I said, "Well, you should have." Anyway, go ahead. Jordy?
But, Gerry.
Yes?
You travel the Indians and all.
Yes, the Indians...
you travel the Indians and all.
Yes, I've been amongst the Aboriginal peoples of Australia, and I've been amongst the Aboriginal people in America, and I have to say that I have a soft spot for the Aboriginals in Australia.
Yes, you are quite right.
I have a spot for... So there you are.
They're a wee class of their own.
And what age were you then, Geordie? Were you in your 20s, 30s, that kind of thing?
I was in early 30s.
Early 30s? Well, that would have been, in the 60s, perhaps?
That's right.
They were treated very badly.
And Gerry, I'm going to the pub now, an Outback, going in,
The half-pint glass? Yeah.
And Aboriginal, and they weren't going to serve them.
They weren't going to... And what did you do? Did you do anything about it?
They weren't going to serve them.
Uh-huh.
I says, well, now, if you have any sense, you serve them.
And what happened?
Or look at my Ruxton's here. They were woom, 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 woom.
And did they serve him eventually?
They did indeed.
You see, you did part of it.
Uh-huh.
Geordie, thank you very much for
Thank
that.
you very much. Any more bus trips or boat trips?
You'll be the first to know.
Right, thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye now.
Bye. Ken was making strange noises. What's he doing
That wasn't
in there?
Ken, that was Geordie.
You mean no, but Ken was in there doing something there as
No,
well.
the moom, 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 moom.
I know it was but
was
there's
Geordie,
another clunky noise that Ken was making.
It can't fix the screen. It
That's
needs
all
more
right.
time.
You can live without it, can't you?
Yeah, there's Florence, yo-ho.
Florence Yoho?
Florence.
Where?
On one.
Good morning, Florence.
Good morning. Thank you for putting this on. Thank you.
No point in going overboard here. Florence, what can we do for you?
Okay, the problem is my brother's just recently died, okay?
Oh.
And he had a dog, and it's called Chico. And we got it with a family just last night.
Yes.
And he has escaped.
Yes. Well,
And
maybe
he's
run
a
away.
Tibetan Terrier.
Yes.
And he's black and white.
A Tibetan Terrier.
Yes, he's called Chico after the X Factor. It's Chico time.
Right?
Okay.
But it obviously
Sorry.
doesn't know that.
And he escaped in and around Silver Birch, Ballycrocken Road, Bangor. The lady's husband's out looking for him. My husband's out looking for him. My daughter's out looking for him. Please, if anybody sees him, please give us a call on 91452725.
It's a wee, is it a wee Lhasa Apso kind of thing?
No, it's a wee Tibetan Terrier.
Well, sometimes people call Lhasa Apsos Tibetan Terriers.
Goodness, I don't know. All I know is he's a Tibetan Terrier, and
Wee tiny thing.
he's about 11 inches.
Yes.
He's about 11 inches.
very
I've
hairy.
been here for a few days.
Very hairy.
But we have a Samoyed, and he's a male, and he wasn't very happy. We also have a wee Tibetan. So this was a nurse out of the hospital that nursed my brother.
Yes.
And she was quite happy to take him.
Okay.
But he's been from pillar to post for the last couple of weeks, and he's out there lost on his own. And I mean, it's terrible.
He's probably disorientated. What colour is he?
He's black and white.
Black and white. Okay. All right. So a wee black and white terrier.
Tibetan Terrier.
And what would you say? Silver Birch.
Silver Birch, in and around Silver Birch, Kilmaine.
Okay.
Ballycrocken Road.
Okay. Please keep an eye out for that wee dog because it doesn't know what it's doing.
Can I give my number out again?
I'll give it. It's 91452725.
Oh yes, please. Anyone, have a look round. Even if you're going to work or coming for lunch or doing anything, please have a look.
Or just out for a walk on this nice bank
Anything.
holiday day. Okay, well,
Anything.
I'd say you have a good chance of getting this debut because a bank holiday is a good day to trace any kind of a little animal who's lost because so many people are out. Do you know what I mean?
My brother loved him. He was his pride and joy, and we only have him for a few days, and he's gone.
Well, we can't have that. All right, then, we'll do the best we can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye. I'm going to play a little song now. What?
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but Janice says you'll like the next call.
Will I?
Yeah.
But sure, I like very little these days.
No.
I've become jaded.
Janice thinks...
Hello?
Hello, Gerry. It's Siobhan here from Armagh.
Yes, hello.
Gerry, I'm ringing you because you were speaking to Geordie there about Aboriginal, the fact that he'd been to and had met with some people. I discovered this man on MySpace. Have you ever heard of him? His name is Jeffrey Gurumil Yapundi, and he is an Aboriginal. He's a blind man, and
Yes.
you would love it because it's not kind of mainstream.
Yes.
It is the most amazing music I have ever heard in my life.
What's his name again? Could you spell it for me?
Yeah, Geoffrey.
I know the Jeffrey bit.
Yeah, Gurumul, Gurrumul.
UMUL.
And then there's another word, Yapundi, Yunupingu.
You punch. No, what's that again? I'll get my YUNG.
Yeah, YUNUP.
Yes.
INGU.
Got it.
This man was born blind, and he was. I saw him one night at the end of a what do you call that guy, Jules Holland? Just very quick after I discovered him on MySpace, I saw that he was on one night, and I got him live. Oh my God, he would make the hair stand on your body. It is just, you've never heard anything like it. And there's a particular, they're all beautiful, but there's one called Bapa, B-A-P-A. It's the third a song on the CD, and it's a song that he wrote for his father.
Yes.
Even if you just go to MySpace and listen to him first, but it is one of the most, I've had it now for a couple of years, and it's still the kind of CD that you would play.
I certainly will listen to it.
Right.
Thank you very much. I'd like
it.
to hear unusual things like that. Thank you for telling me about that.
No, you're very welcome.
I'll check that out immediately today.
Thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. All the best. Bye-bye now.
Bye. Bye. Now here's a singer-songwriter from Derry Stoke Londonderry. Very, very good. Have a listen to this. This is Declan Hegarty. That's one of his own songs. It's called Sparkle. This is just a demo, just a single guitar and voice, but have a listen to this.
Roll me up a green one, 'cause I don't smoke brown. Gonna take a token, then I'll walk all over town. It could be cone-shaped, it could be a bong. Either way, it's gonna get me sparkled all day long. I'm feeling sparkle. Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling sparkle. Gonna take a drive to see what I can see. Sitting in my driver's seat, my shifter into D. Wind down my window as I'm passing by. Little do they know that guy behind the wheel is high. I'm feeling sparkle. Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling sparkle. My head's a little fuzzy now, I can't get off my seat. I've got a funny feeling all I'm gonna do is eat. Munching through my Hovis, my eyes have gone all pink. Any more of this and I'll be munching on the sink. I'm feeling sparkle. Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling sparkle. Whistler papers, zigzag papers, chocolate color brown. Roll it tight, roach it right, there ain't no coming down. Light the end, pass it, my friend. That's my little story of what I do all day. You can come along with me if you would like to play. Rolling in the morning, rolling in the day, rolling in the evening, rolling every single day. I'm feeling sparkle. Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling sparkle. Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling sparkle. Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling sparkle.
That was Declan Hegarty. Fantastic. Sparkle. There's a band called Chatham County Line, Chip of a Star.
Take the chip of a star and you hit it with a 9-ball. And when it's broken in two, you've made the eyes for you. Take the song from the bird and turn it to words. And when you're through, you found a voice for you, like a song on the wind. My beautiful friend, beautiful friend. Take the coat of a tree, autumn's falling leaves. Weave them golden thread, and that is your hair. Take the pale of the moon, dip into it with a spoon. the earth again, and that is your skin. Come to me again, my beautiful friend, beautiful friend. You were born when the world first turned, the flames flickered and the first fires burned. You were the phoenix and the heavens clear. Let you be mine, I'll call you dear. Take the clouds from the sky and the sun so bright, shape them with the fire, and that is your smile. Take the heat of the earth when the mountains burn, put it in a mold, and your heart you'll hold like a song on the wind. My beautiful friend, together to the end. My beautiful friend, beautiful friend.
Oh, that's a great song. That's Chatham County Line. That's a song called Chip of a Star. During the course of that, a gentleman sends me an email and he said, that's great. He said, there's a lot of great music still out there. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you know, it's not all about Westlife. Hello, great show this morning, he says a man. Well, Gerry, they say it ain't over until the fat lady sings. And by thunder, she sang a belter at the weekend. A pitch invasion in the first half. Did you see? No, you didn't see the Eurovision Song Contest. A man jumped on the stage, you know, during Spain's performance. And I never even noticed him. Yeah. I was watching, there was that many clowns and stuff jumping about, but apparently a man got up and he wasn't supposed to be there at all. And they arrested him for some strange reason. And then Spain had to go again. And it wasn't as good the second time because the guy was obviously thrown by the first time. Why didn't he just leave it the way it was? I never noticed until they told me, you know. I mean, if you have 8 people on the stage, what does it matter if it's another one? It doesn't matter. There's people dressed as clowns and pueros, whatever you call them. And like,
was it on from 8 o'clock until 11?
Yeah.
Cheapers.
It was great.
And you sat in the house on Saturday night watching that?
I was disappointed when it was over because I wanted it to be on again.
Sad life.
It's not a sad life. You don't know. You don't know. You see, you've pushed everything away from you because you're angry. A pitch invasion in the first half and enough tears, excitement and tactical voting to keep us on the edges of our seats for every second of the 3-hour show. What a night at Eurovision we had on Saturday. One too many baby shams and Europe goes crazy. And it was very noticeable. And this is the first time that we realised that people used to think that the Eurovision Song Contest was, you know, for old fogies, you know, like you know, sitting at home watching it, but it's not. Young people have embraced it. All the people who were dancing in the audience, all young people. And the whole thing had a great young feel about it for the first time ever. You know the way I identify with that, being a young person at heart myself. Congratulations to Ireland and the UK for another set of stoic Eurovision performances. Lily Allen's less talented second cousin won for Germany, and the Crusher from Iceland. And she did a volcano joke as well, which I thought was unforgivable. I smell a rat, or is it just volcanic ash in the air? Gerry, Sean can breathe a sigh of relief and let out the waistband of his silver catsuit as the tension builds for next year's competition in Germany. I think I'll enter it next year. I think I have a few years left of me yet.
I've decided not to watch the World Cup.
I know, you see, why don't you just shoot yourself?
I've decided I'm going to bother my backside watching it.
You're withdrawing from life. Do you know what someone said? James Joyce gave a copy of Ulysses to a friend of his, and the friend says, "It's not fit to read." What did James Joyce say to him? He said, "Well then, if it's not fit to read, life isn't fit to live." So what's wrong with you? You've rejected life.
Yeah.
A man was chatting me up the other night. He said, "You've got beautiful eyes. I could live in those." I said, "Aye, they'd suit you. There's a sty in one of them." The old ones are the best. Just a quick email regarding eczema. Is it eczema or eczema? Does anybody know how to pronounce that?
I've always called it eczema.
What?
Eczema.
Okay, probably.
So same as Janet.
Okay. Eczema? What's it called?
Janet
Eczema?
says June's on one.
Did you not hear me? Is it called eczema or
Did
eczema?
you not hear Janet tapping the screen in anger?
Don't tap that screen in anger.
That's what's happened to the screen. That's just people like Janet bashing them about.
Just a quick mail regarding eczema or eczema and the lady whose grandson of 4 was suffering. My son was the same and was prescribed Protopic ointment by the hospital dermatologist. This has really cleared up his skin. The GP was reluctant to treat aggressively, so the hospital dermatologist prescribed this course of treatment. The first step should be go and see a dermatologist. Well, go and see them and ask them about that. Protopic, Protopic, Protopic ointment. I've never heard of that. But that's a terrible thing for that wee lad to go through. He should be out climbing trees. I haven't seen a chestnut for years.
Funny, I was just reading about chestnuts.
When was the last time you seen a wee fellow wearing a cowboy suit?
I was reading about cowboys.
When was the last time you saw a wee girl wearing a nurse uniform?
No, there's no nurse uniforms on.
They've all gone. Hi, Gerry. I agree with what you said. I really enjoyed the...
I was reading about chestnuts the
yes.
weekend. No, but
Gerry,
what did you do with your chestnuts?
I
No, how did you prepare your chestnuts?
Okay.
Go on.
Tell you how I
When
prepared
I
my
read this, and you read the same book. You know the book I'm talking about. I was reading it over the weekend.
It's a book about Springtown Camp.
Yes, and
very good book, by the way.
Yes,
it's a book about. Let's talk about that book, and let's say to the people, particularly in this area, a long time ago when the American forces were here during the war, and they built a kind of a camp with Nissen huts, tin huts. And when they left, they were empty. And the housing situation here was so incredibly criminal that people had nowhere to live. And people moved into these. And it was just an unusual way of life. These were just tin huts with nothing in them. But they were 100 times better than what the people were experiencing. Well, that's basically a lot of stuff that was going on in this city at the time. It was a terrible, terrible thing, a lot of injustice. But anyway, it went on for a long time. Anyway, people spent a lifetime in those huts. And they had this kind of camaraderie. So gentleman Wooly Deary has written this book. It's a labour of love, basically, about that. Anyone who's interested in that. It's very interesting because it was kind of like a foretaste of the Troubles, that kind of unrest. And, that idea that things weren't right and maybe put it right, that civil rights thing was starting to come up. So it's very interesting when you bring it from there, from like the late 40s right up to the 60s. They were all thrown out in 1967, then the trouble started. But anyway, what a strange thing that is. What a great book, I have to say.
But he was
what's it called? Springtown Camp?
Springtown Camp, From the Inside.
But all your interest is the chestnuts.
Yeah, but I was interested how he prepared his chestnut, and I was trying to think that I'd do the same thing. How did you prepare your chestnut for your conker?
I didn't particularly prepare my chestnut. See, what I used to do was he boiled his, didn't he? Or what did he do?
Soaked them in water overnight.
Soaked them in water.
I don't remember doing that. That's
I never
what got
did that.
me.
What I used to do is I used to just bore a hole in it right away and put it in the battle.
No, we put ours. I think we put ours in the oven.
I'm going to stop this now because I can sense a whole thing starting here, and we don't want to get down that road because it'll go on and on and on and on and on and on. Gerry, I agree with you what you said. I really enjoyed the Eurovision and thought the winner was edgy and brilliant. The Irish and UK entries were old hat. They really, really were. And I also thought that Graham Norton was awful. Yes, he was particularly bad, I have to say. And I've met Graham Norton a few times, and he's a very nice guy, but that's not for him. It was completely wrong. And there's now a pseudo-English person just like Terry Wogan. No, I have to defend Terry Wogan. Terry Wogan was getting a wee bit like that, but Graham has gone overboard. And that's from a lady called Nolene O'Hara. Do you know who Nolene O'Hara is?
I can't remember if we got a hot needle.
You see what I'm talking about here? No, that's the wrong track. Will you stop? Can't you see I'm trying to organise my music here?
There's two calls. There's June and there's Bridget.
June and Bridget. Where's June?
June's on one.
June, good morning, June.
Good morning, Gerry.
How are you today?
I am tired waiting to get talking to you.
I'm sorry for keeping you. I had rubbish to talk.
I know you ramble on.
I know.
The last time I spoke to you, you were acting the goat.
Acting the goat?
Yes.
Well, we'll move on from that.
Yeah.
What can we do for you
today?
today?
Remember?
Acting the goat? You mean literally?
Yes. No, physically.
Well, what can I say? What was I doing?
It was at the Millbrook in Ballynahinch.
Oh, oh yes.
You remember?
Yes, I do. I do.
Right, anyway, what I want to talk to you about, I have a big stray dog here in my yard.
Yes.
Now, it's a very unusual looking breed. It's got a big head like a husky.
Yes.
It's got a tail like a husky.
Yeah.
And it's like a piebald pony.
Right.
Like beige and brown.
Okay.
It has a collar and it has its license number.
Yes. You could say that it would probably be of mixed parentage. Would that be correct to say?
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
It's like a cross between a husky and an Alsatian or something.
Right, okay.
And it's bouncing about my yard. It's like probably about a 2-year-old. It's quite docile.
Yes.
Dog. It's
and where do you live? Where are you at the moment?
I am living near Lisburn.
Near Lisburn, right?
Now,
okay.
its license tag starts with 19, which means it's a Lisburn dog.
A Lisburn dog, right?
Yeah.
19.
I have the rest of the number, but I didn't want to give it out.
No, of course not. But it starts with 19. That'll give a person a clue.
It's a Lisburn area dog.
All right, then. Lisburn, and you've got it, and you're keeping an eye on it, are you?
I'm keeping an eye on it, but I want rid of it.
Okay. Well, we have your number. And
right.
if that sounds familiar to someone, give us a ring here at 08459 555 678, and we will.
You have my number.
Yes, indeed.
Now, can I say hello to somebody while I'm on?
Go ahead.
All my children are in Jersey, and they're listening to this at the moment.
Oh, great.
There's Sonia and Ricky.
Yes.
Fernanda, Greg, and Danny Boy.
Uh-huh.
And Fernanda's due her baby soon.
Fernando, what a great name.
Fernanda.
Oh, girl.
A girl ends with A and
Lovely
a boy ends with O.
Lovely name.
She's Portuguese.
Lovely, yeah.
So she's been waiting for this little girl now for 14 years.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to them. Good luck to those nice people in New Jersey. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. What?
Bridget's on too.
How will you stop trying to rule my life? Bridget.
Hello, Gerry.
He's trying to rule my life. He's making me talk to people, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you.
No.
We haven't much time now. We have 2.5 minutes.
Right. This song, Jeffrey Guramo, Wear a Pinko.
Yes.
He's I've heard of him a couple of years ago. I'm a blind person myself.
Yes.
And he's been blind from birth, and he was with a group called Yothu Yindi.
How do you spell that?
Yothu.
Yeah.
And Yindi.
Yothu Yindi.
Yothu Yindi.
Yothu Yindi. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's Aborigine. Okay.
Right. Okay.
And he is. I would recommend this album. It's really, really a good album. Every song on there is really nice. And I've got quite a lot of Aborigines, but as we're talking about this one, but Jeffrey is actually the English name for Guramo.
Guramo.
Yeah.
So it's Jeffrey Guramo.
Guramo is actually the actual Aborigine name.
Okay, and how do you spell his surname? Y-U?
No, oh gosh, I can't. I really don't know how to spell it.
Y-U-N-G-P-I-N, Young. How do you pronounce it? Say.
Jeffrey Guramal Warapingu.
You're a pingo. Right.
Jeffrey Guramal Warapingu.
Okay, I think I can find that. And you're obviously Australian yourself.
No, I'm not.
Are you not? You've got an Australian accent.
No, I haven't.
You have.
I have not.
You have.
No, I was born in Hollywood over there.
Really?
Yes.
You mean Hollywood where?
In County Down.
In County Down, over there. What are you calling from at the moment?
I'm calling from London.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise that.
Uh-huh.
You've got a kind of a... But you sound as if you've got an Australian accent.
No.
Really?
Really.
Okay. So you were born in Hollywood, and when did you go to live in England?
1969.
Okay, so you've been there for a while then.
Yeah, I was there when the Troubles started.
Oh, right.
And I went to school down in Dublin, and we started a thing up in our school, a school for the blind.
Okay. Wait, were you always blind?
No, I was born 3 months premature. I was actually born in the city hospital.
Oh, right.
In the Jubilee ward.
Listen, love, I hate to. I'm afraid we have to go.
Well, listen, lots of love.
Give us a ring. Give us a ring again sometime. I'd like to talk to you. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.
Bye. Bye.